If you want to build like instant rapport with all of your insurance prospects, and I'm talking like immediately, so they absolutely feel confident in you, like right within the first couple of minutes of your sales presentation, then this video is absolutely for you. So before we get started, please give the video a thumbs up. We do suggest subscribing. If you're new to the channel, we're putting out insurance sales content and life insurance sales training videos just like this all the time. If you're selling insurance face-to-face, it really is a lot easier to build rapport with your prospect than it is if you're selling insurance over the phone. I mean, we're talking like night and day. People don't just make a lifetime monthly payment commitment over the phone without feeling super confident in the agent that they buy from, which is why most people can't sell over the phone. Oh, guys, stick around to the end of the video and I'm going to show you how to get a copy of the objections and deflections cheat sheet that you're absolutely going to want to have next to you wherever you're making your, telesales presentation from. When you call a lead and that prospect answers the phone, you've got like 4 to 5 seconds to make that very first impression. Yeah, I'm not exaggerating, like within a few seconds. And if you do what most new agents do, which is fumble around like just a little bit, you're done. Now you're stuck spending the rest of the presentation just trying to turn the client around into believing that you're like a trusted professional who's smart as a whip, basically the ultimate in your field, after you've most likely already shown them that you're not really good and that you've given them like these underlying indications that you're like not talented, not super smart, maybe unsure and or insecure. With that being said, number one, as soon as they pick up the phone, be ready. Give it like a second because there's probably going to be a delay if you're using, any type of dialer or CRM. Even with the phones, there's usually like a little bit of a delay. But then you got to come out with a smart opening line, sounding confident, strong, zero hesitation or delay. Hey Janet, it's Doug Massi here. How's it going? Boom. Now that you've gotten off to the right start and you're sending the right underlying messages, all you have to do is not screw up with the rest of your presentation. The next thing that you want to do, and guys, we're assuming that you have a solid presentation script like the one that my agents use. What I want to do over the next maybe like at least 10 to 15 minutes of the presentation is create and or at least find as many opportunities as possible where I can get the prospect talking about two things. Number one, I need them talking about the beneficiary, the why, and how they don't want that person stuck with the financial responsibility or the burden that's going to come when they pass away, when a loved one dies. And two, I want to get them into a conversation about a near-death experience or at least a conversation about like a recent scenario or situation they had where there was a funeral involved or somebody died. Guys, you'd be surprised about how important it is to get them to address the need for the insurance while you're building the rapport. Remember, you're the one with the solution. You're the professional. They're the one with the problem. Another great place and time to build rapport is like when you're doing the field underwriting. So to me, this is a great opportunity to sound like really smart, really brilliant, knowing the basics and like the most common medications and ailments is super important. While I've got the client reading off their medication, I'm gonna interact. I'm gonna drop a little knowledge on them. And so maybe they'll say something like, well, I take metformin. And that's when you want to say, oh, okay, yeah, that's for diabetes. A lot of my clients also take some type of insulin, Janet. So do you take anything like that? And I'll even keep going with this and say, look, Janet, I know a lot of folks with diabetes get like that tingling sensation in their legs, or they have some type of mild neuropathy. Have you ever had anything like that or ever talked to your doctor about anything like that? Again, guys, the underlying message here is that I'm the knowledgeable professional in my field. I am the guy. I'm definitely the one that they need to trust with their life insurance and or burial insurance needs. So let's say they're like spelling out a medication, well, Doug, I take this one, L-I-S-I-N they're taking lisinopril, and then you pronounce it wrong. Oh, lisinopril. You've just told them that you don't know jack and are the opposite of who they want to buy life insurance from and or make that lifetime monthly commitment to. You're not the guy. You're telling them this. Trust me, guys, you need to know the basics about all the medications, all the standard medications, the most common ones that like a majority of life insurance or final expense clients are taking. So I know at my agency, we do a lot of training sessions where we attack this. I look at it this way. All my agents need to know the basic medications that people take. You need to study it. You need to know that most people have high blood pressure, diabetes, you're gonna see a lot of chronic breathing conditions, depression, and other mental health categories, congestive heart failure, seizures, and you're gonna see people who've had strokes. And that's a good basic short list. So let's go over where we're at so far. First, you need to sound confident, smooth, and professional. You need to be firm and strong from the second they pick up the phone or answer the phone. Second, you need to get the prospect to admit that they have a need for the insurance and are having this conversation with you, the agent, so that they don't leave their family hanging. They don't leave their loved ones stuck with that financial responsibility, the one that no one should ever be stuck with. Third, you want to take any opportunity possible. You really want to create these opportunities to get into that conversation about what happens when someone we love is gone and the whole process. Look, you're just a normal person like them. You've been there. You've done that. You can totally relate without sounding like a kiss ass. And yes, that near-death, funeral conversation needs to be two-sided. You're going to need to share your experience in a way that helps the two of you to connect on that same level. And fourth, they need to see proof that you really are a professional in your field and are extremely knowledgeable. One of the things that I also teach our agents is that if you're doing it right, the work actually begins once you've closed the sale. Let's say they picked the option or you've overcome the objection and you've gotten them to commit. We got them approved. The sale is done. Now, I want to start the process of really getting to know my client while they're getting to know me. So while you still have them on the phone, you need to do what I call the cool down. So you just want to spend like at least 5 minutes after you're done just talking about anything but life insurance. Get to know them a little bit better on even a more personal basis. If you've done it right, your presentation, you know a lot about them. You know about their family, you know about what's going on there. You may have even already spoken with them about something that they like to do. Bring up a favorite hobby, and like I said, hopefully you've already done that. Get them to share with you what they're doing in their free time. Holidays are great topics. Oh, I love holidays. Lots to talk about when you've just passed the holidays just passed, or you've got one that's coming up. Find out if they've got any plans to get together with the kids or family anytime soon, for the upcoming holiday, or if it's no holiday, just upcoming. Share what you're doing or maybe what you did with your loved one during that holiday or that event, and maybe how you guys got together or what you're going to be doing when you get together. Relate with them. That's it. You're not just the ultimate professional, but you're someone who they can trust because you're also just a normal person. You do normal activities. You have normal family relationships just like them. If you'd like a copy of the objections and deflections cheat sheet that I mentioned at the beginning of the video, just email me at doug@ufesonline.com. For more information on our preset calendar appointments or some free Medicare Advantage leads we do for our agents, just shoot me an email at that same address. As always, when you put the needs of your clients first, everything else will usually fall right into place. So get out there or get on that headset, but whatever happens, make sure that you do something good for someone else today. Happy hunting.